Alright, welcome to episode 69 of History Rewritten. In the last episode we had... It was ages ago, to be honest, I don't really remember. That's bad, I should remember. Oh, we had this stuff, this big mess. My throat still hurts, which is amazing. You annexed these islands because they want to join this country. But they don't exist anymore. What else do we have happen? Let's look at that. What else happened in the world? Did the South Africans invade? I mean, I imagine there was something over here. Oh no, there was the African one. Yeah, I'm confused. But anyway, it's not really that important. Go watch the last one. You remember probably better than I do, because I've had to think about lots of other things. So, yeah. Anyway, today's video is kind of just a lead up for the next video. The next video should be much more interesting. Yeah, we're in 2015 now. No, we're in 2018. I'm gonna say we're in 2018. Sounds cool. Anyway, we're about that. Anyway, I can make it whatever I want. We're somewhere around there. So today's episode is gonna have lots of lead-up things, and one of those lead-up things is gonna be nukes. Next episode is not gonna be amazing. It's just that it's gonna be pretty interesting and important towards other stuff that happens. So looking at nuclear stuff, China currently has 145 atomic bombs. They are going to go up to 170. As for nuclear, 123 goes all the way up to 143. Russia goes from 167 atomic bombs all the way up to 189. And from nuclear, all the way from 114 up to 129. The red team goes from 148 atomic bombs all the way up to 167. And 112 nukes all the way up to 133. Britain goes from 100 atomic bombs all the way up to 118 atomic bombs, and 18 nuclear up to 93 nuclear bombs. Korea's on 120 atomic bombs, they go up to 142, which is closing in on China, and 99 nuclear bombs up to 117. The Lime team is on 78 atomic bombs. I mean, do you remember when the Lime team got their first atomic bomb from these guys? Everyone in the world was terrified because they knew that the Lime team, could develop atomic bombs very, very quickly. And then it's just like, you're screwed. Because you're not allowed to have any atomic bombs, because otherwise that's a threat. And well, no, it's religious stuff. So that was very, very threatening. However, in the end, they've turned more Western. So that's good. Yes, they've become a kind of ally of these guys now. If they didn't, you'd be in the ground. You're completely nuked to bits. Because they didn't like you very much at least, but they do kind of more now. Is that your old capital city? No, I don't think so. Is it? Yeah. Your new capital's there, and the old capital, the blue country's there. And for some reason, it's not being coloured out, so that's exciting. Anyway, yeah, so that was Lime Team lore. 78 atomic bombs, 89 atomic bombs, and 70 nuclear bombs. How about 85? The Terracotta Nation, well, their production, they just kind of stopped that for a bit, because, yeah, it's not looking too great in the Terracotta Nation. Crimea goes from 51 atomic all the way up to 62, and 41 nukes up to 50. They don't produce them very quickly, because they're not as strong as everyone else. And also, you're suffering as well, so you probably shouldn't have produced that many. Siberia is going to go up from 103 all the way up to 128 atomic bombs, and 122 nukes all the way up to 140. Iberia's got 12 atomic bombs and 9 nuclear bombs, and that goes up to 20 atomic bombs and 14 nuclear bombs, and that's it. So that was relatively interesting. Let's go look at some other stuff around the world, like northern Japan. Right, you guys, you got just spat out and created as countries with the collapse of this. Not this, but like this happened. And how are you doing? Well, you're influenced by the people who are kind of like, boom, I could take your islands and destroy you. And you're influenced by these guys, who kind of surround you. I mean, yeah, they actually do. Yeah. And what does that mean? Well, that means proxy wartime. So these southerners are supported by the Koreans, whilst the northerners are kind of supported by Siberia, which is interesting. Although Siberia, well, they joined the oh yeah, I remember now. Dukes. This world's equivalent of BRICS. Yeah, they joined Dukes, which kind of scares some people because that means they're going closer with China, and China's the #1 country in the world, so that's very scary. So, yeah, you're being supported by Siberia and China. That's not good, especially since you have one major city, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. So, the green team is going to be the one leading the assault, as they hope they can just take the capital city and knock the other country out of the war and just be like, I win. So their forces will push up towards the capital city, and they'll manage to cut it off. However, Siberian troops arrive just in time to save the capital city. Doesn't save this city though, does it? And the green team will also lead a pretty good assault across other areas of the country. The siege on the capital will end though, so that's nice. I like it when sieges on your capital city end. And mostly Siberian troops will be able to free this city and the encirclement on the capital. Forces down here in the south though will continue along this southern bit, and they managed to capture this city where literally no one was hiding out at all. From here, however, troops will pull off spearhead through this area, and now they're making it into the green country, and they make it over to whatever this sea is called, because I assume it's a sea. So that's nice. And the green country is not doing too well. This area is just holding up by itself, and these troops are kind of separated because, boom, yep, that's been taken, and so is that area. These troops are going to try and force concessions by going up these islands, but that kind of isn't what these guys told you to do. The troops are just acting on their own. And also, guess who's over here? Siberia. So the Siberian troops will like, hey, well, they're stationed out here for like no reason, but something actually happened. So we got to do something. So they came down and attacked these guys, and Korea's like, dude, this isn't fair. I'm sending loads of money to these guys, and you literally got your own troops there. Like, what proof do you have? You know, they're all wearing the equipment of this country, which is basically our equipment, but well, oh well. And we also have, yeah, I'm just kind of cutting across this country a little bit. I'm going to have a peace treaty. So, what does the peace treaty look like? How many back? That's not very good. Yeah, it's not good. But yeah, basically the northern blue country wins, and that's kind of another win for China, because China, although they weren't sending military personnel like the Siberians, who definitely were, they were sending economic support. That was completely unnecessary, however, but hooray for China. You sent some stuff that was completely unnecessary. This colour is very similar to the Siberian one. Is it the same? No. That's interesting. Anyway, in a peace treaty, we see these guys take all of this land from the green country, however they do still survive, so that's nice for the greens. Hooray. Now, you didn't lose anything economically important, that's another good point, although I feel like you should have more cities. So I'm going to give you this one, right over here. And you guys, you can build one over there. Alright, cool. New proxy war. We've had so many proxy wars in this series. Especially between you two. How? Like, literally every single country in this area has fought against another country. Like, the rivalry that you've caused, the death that you two have caused is crazy. Like, it's not good. You're not great countries, to be honest. Anyway, let's go to Europe. Something pretty interesting is going to happen up here in the Nordic area, as the red country will unite with Finland. Yeah, I didn't see that one going, did you? Well, you probably did, because you probably saw it on the thumbnail, but oh well. The red country unites with Finland. They're going to move their capital city, however. So the Finnish capital gets... Actually, maybe put it somewhere completely new. That's a cool idea. So they moved their capital from this horrible area they had it before. They moved the Finnish capital from here, which is alright really. And they're going to put their new capital right in the centre. Hooray! I mean, citizens of both these separate areas can get there quicker. There you go, Greater Finland. It's now a thing. This looks really cool. Also, the Finnish borders looked horrible, so we've made the world a better place, effectively. Speaking of other things happening in Europe, communism. Guess who just went communist? These guys did. Guess who's going to stop that? These guys. So, yeah, you're actually doing something with your military, which is quite, it's quite advanced, to be honest. Their military is actually alright. They've got lots of good technological advancements. There's, like, if there was a particle accelerator thing, like the one in Switzerland, it would be here. Definitely. Somewhere like the Bosnian mountains, I think. That's what I'd say. So let's say that does exist here. I mean, you could put it in this country, if you wanted to. They're pretty neutral, and quite cool. But yeah, so this country turned communist, and you guys are going to stop them. Even though your ideals are very close to turning socialist. I mean, you are a very people-caring country. And I mean, kind of being communist. Like, the root idea for being communist is that you'd care for the people and make the lives of people better and more equal. So, I mean, yeah, people are still kind of scared that you're going to turn communist, or at least socialist. However, they haven't yet. Yet. And, you know, them attacking a communist country is a good sign that they're not going to do that. So their troops are going to move across the border, as you do in a war. And they very quickly take this border city. From there they're going to push to the capital. And they capture that very quickly. Basically, this city's the most annoying one because it's all the way over here. However, they will spearhead it from their own border. They manage to surround this area, they take that. They link up these two areas and then spearhead towards the final city. They take the entire coast and this area just kind of falls. And that's the peace treaty, really. Well, the peace treaty, but that's the war. That's a wrap. In the peace treaty, the aforementioned peace treaty, we have full annexation into the now kind of Istrian, Croat, Yugoslav empire, which is appearing, which is very cool. I like Yugoslavia as an idea. It looked really cool on the maps. And then they didn't really do much, except be unhappy. Anyway, there you go. Istria is stronger. I might do some more stuff in Europe in future episodes. Less communism, that's cool. What else do we have planned in today's episode? We have another breakaway state in North America. This appears to be happening quite a lot. Well, we have this peninsula bit. I don't know what it's called. It's kind of Michigan, but kind of not. There's a name for it, and all the Americans are going to know what the name is. I don't, however. So, womp womp. I don't know what it's called. It's called something. I don't know what it is though. Anyway, we're gonna make it. Which color do you want to be? I don't know. Can we this color? Yeah, you do. You betcha. Oh, that's actually quite nice. I quite like that yellowish color. Anyway, you're going to put your capital city in one of your numerous major cities. For some reason you've got 4. Let's put your capital up here. How many cities do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, only 5? That's sad, dude. You're sad. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Let's go to the green team. Now, for the past almost 20 years, the green team has been incredibly neutral. And that's because they're depressed. So the green team, after World War after World War III, which ended in 1997, they were just kind of sad, really. They lost all their friends, they lost their empire, they were just completely alone. They had this big old nuclear waste thing to deal with, and that was really affecting the cities. Like, that was almost, I was like, well, actually no, it wasn't your one, it was this one. It was one of your biggest bombs that went off here, and it kind of just hurt this area. So that's very sad. I mean, your leader wasn't around, you were forced to stop being communist, you literally had a Russian guy come and control your country for a bit, however he got voted out, which is like, whoa, that's crazy. In the next election, he got voted out. He's from a country that you don't like, who beat you. That's mad. However, the Green Team really hasn't done much on the political stage. And talking about the political stage, there's something I created episodes and episodes and episodes ago. Like, literally when Victoria, as in the state of Victoria, as in this country, when you develop your first and only atomic bomb, I created something called the NC, or the Nations Committee, which was this thing made up of all the countries who were trying to obtain and had nuclear or atomic bombs, but was atomic at that point. So those countries included Russia, so it was Western Russia, China, the Green Team, the Red Team, Britain, and Korea. So that kind of started out as them going like, oh, what should we do with this guy with atomic bombs? However, they expanded to dealing with all the world's issues and things, and after World War II, they were kind of like, how about we keep tighter control over what things are going wrong in the world? Now, have they done very well with that? Not really. I mean, Africa is in an absolute mess. I mean, look at this thing. We have some horrific stuff that's happened over here in Africa. You did not deal with it well. But it's expanded into this world's kind of UN. And all the countries who founded it, all the other countries with atomic bombs, that was not an A, that's an A, got veto seats, as they could veto anything that was proposed by other countries in this thing. However, in the past 20 years, the Green Team has literally not done anything in any of these meetings. They've just been extremely neutral. And finally, the Green Team ambassador, diplomat guy, the top one, suggested that they give up their veto seat for a different country. And that obviously provoked quite a lot of talking. So let's look at which countries wanted different people to get seats. So the Russians proposed that the Crimeans get a veto seat. They were like, hey, Crimea's strong. I think they should get a veto seat. They've got atomic bombs. I mean, they're also our ally, but that's kind of irrelevant. They also suggested the USB, who is now the third strongest nation in the world, get a veto seat, because they've now overtaken the Red Team. Oh, no, it's not that. No, they've overtaken the Russians, I mean. They already took over the Red Team. No, they're number 2. Yeah. You're number 4, you've overtaken the Red Team, and you're number 2. So currently it's China, it's China, USB, Russia, Bengal, Red, Korea, you guys, and then you guys. If you're just listening to this, that made no sense. Sorry about that. So they suggest either Crimea or the USB. You Red Team will suggest, I mean, they're kind of like Lime Team, but probably Bengal. Probably Bengal or Algeria. That's who they'd like to get this veto seat. And Russia's not really against that entirely. China says that Siberia should get the veto seat, and that kind of just like, it's a bit scary. However, they also do propose the idea of California, another country in Dukes, getting the veto seat because they joined the Chinese Economic Alliance. So that makes sense. Nobody else really agrees with either of those things, though. Korea says that Western Australia, new developing country, and they even kind of, actually no, they kind of would support the California thing, because California is a country of their religion. Apart from that, they kind of like, Bengal wouldn't be the worst. However, Korea and Bengal relations, I mean, they don't really talk very much. I mean, like, they both don't like China very much. So it would make their relations better, unless they disagreed about lots of stuff and vetoed each other, and which would make them a lot worse. So yeah, that's that, I suppose. But if Korea supported Bengal getting a veto, that would make Bengal like them more. Britain kind of just wants, like, the terracotta nation, Iberia, Ireland, to get a veto seat. They'd be like, that would be cool. They like the Algerians because they worked with the Algerians before. They're saying that if California gets a veto seat, the 13 colonies should as well, like Quebec or the Hudson one, like any of these stronger North American countries, or possibly just the USB because they're South American. So they just suggested, like, literally everyone. They're like, somebody. Let somebody get it. Probably not Siberia, though. Is that all the countries? Who does the Green Team say, actually? That's a good point. The Green Team well, they're very neutral, so they eventually track down the diplomat. Like, who do you think should get the seat? And I mean, the green team's history is so, at least recent history is so strange and clouded. I mean, people you've worked with in the past, green team, are now kind of all against you, as in, like, you are in the Russian alliance. I'm pretty sure the southern Dark Korean one isn't yet. They might be in the future. Did I add them in? Let's see, because I completely forgot. No, I don't think you've been added into this alliance yet. I really don't entirely know though. I mean, you definitely wouldn't get one because you're very allied to these guys. You know, I mean, the Lime team, you like the Lime team-ish. They went through an isolationist phase like you. Maybe they suggest a Lime team. They might also be leaning towards Bengal, however. So let's look at that. We have Russia support Crimea and USB. No one else supported Crimea, so that's one vote for the USB. The red team supported Bengal and Algeria, so that's one vote for either of them. China supported Siberia and California. Nobody else supported Siberia, so yeah. And Korea supported California and Bengal. So Bengal and California are currently leading with 2 votes. Britain supported Algeria, the USB. Nobody else supported the 13 colonies, so it means that you've got 2 votes, you've got 2 votes. Oh, they also supported Bengal. You supported them, didn't you? So I mean, you've got 3, and then you've got 2. The USB's got 2, and California's got 2, but no one's going to vote for California. No, I mean, like, nobody else really cares about me. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What was the other one? Who was the other country who I'm forgetting? No, I think they got them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, green team, yeah, I keep getting this not. Like, oh, there's 6 members. And the green team said, possibly Bengal, or the lime team. That was literally it. And Bengal is currently winning with 3 votes. I mean, the countries who have 2 votes are Algeria and the USB. China is going to say, like, if you give Algeria a veto seat, looking at all the stuff that's going on in Africa, I think that would be unfair, and you'd have to give Morocco a veto seat also, so that's not going to happen. China also really doesn't want the USB to get one because they're afraid of how strong and influential the USB is. Like, even over Africa now, they're developing a sphere a bit like this, but it's, I mean, these guys' spheres are stronger. You three have a bigger sphere, so that's more important. But yeah, so ultimately Bengal will take the seat from the green team, and then the new person. There's talks of maybe we should like depose somebody else, but like you do it for Western Europe, a lot of extra stuff. You do it just because you're very strong, really, and you've got lots of Eastern Europe under your influence. You've got the Middle East and North Africa, and like lots of Africa, really, like all this stuff, and the Balkans. China has lots of East Asia. Korea also has the other bits of East Asia. I mean, like, yeah, I don't think anyone's going to say, no one's going to really propose either of them step down just because of the huge rivalry that's going on here, and you'd probably get shouted at a lot. And the green team has no more influence really anymore, so they weren't going to do very much. Whilst you guys have influence over literally all of this. And Bengal has lots of influence over this build C. If you look at Bengal, see, it's in the Indian Ocean. Come on, man, get your facts right. If we look at the Bengali sphere, it looks something like. Let me draw. Something like this, I think. That would be the newly updated version of the Bengali sphere. I think you could definitely add like Uganda and possibly the red country, and you could add maybe parts of these countries out here. I mean, there's definitely parts because of the religious aspect that could be added in, so there's that, I suppose. That's like their main influence stuff, and it's interesting seeing the orange country be influenced by the Bengali country. That is funny in a way. just because you've been stronger than them for so much of your existence. You definitely weren't up for contention for like the seat. There's no way anyone's going to give it to you because you're so neutral as well, like extremely neutral. And anyway, post Bengali promotion, the green team's just going to go even further back into isolation. Yeah, they're not having a fun time. They don't know what their ideology is. They just keep shifting, or the government's really strange. But they're all isolationist. So where are they going to end up? I don't know. They've got quite a good democracy though, so that's interesting. The thing is that literally everyone else in the Caspian Sea, it's like, well, you're out with the Russians. You literally are the Russians. You basically are, and you are the Russians. So yeah. I mean, Russia annexing the Grey Team might be something that happens in not too long, because that would look cool on a map. It could happen. I mean, they've had more Russian unions up here, so like the Russians are considering unification. Anyway, let's go to Africa, shall we? And it's not what you think it is. It's not another civil war. Don't worry, we'll more of those next time. No, it's the Algerian country having. Well, they found something out. Because the Algerian country has just received some information from a certain other country. Now, which country would that be? I mean, it could be literally, it's Iberia. Now, what's Iberia got recently? Well, they developed nuclear and atomic bombs recently. And Iberia has just sent some information on how to build those over to the blue Algerian country. And that's very scary if you're Moroccan, because these guys now know how to build nukes and atomic bombs, and the entire Moroccan military is going to be on the border of the Algerian country. I mean, mostly up here, not really down here. You have your military on the border, even like you guys put your military on the border, which is interesting, because they could pretty easily beat you. Orange teams just like I don't want to be hurt again, because they didn't do very well against these guys, did you? No, you lost your other major city. So let's say you build one, but probably closer to these guys now. So yeah, that's very scary for you lot. However, you've had that information for a while, haven't you? Like, quite a few months. Yeah. You just build a nuke and 2 atomic bombs. Yeah, you did. Alright, so Algeria has finally joined the list of countries with nuclear capabilities. So they have 2 atomic bombs and 1 nuclear bomb. So, yeah. That's not very much. However, it's very scary for you guys, because, I mean, the atomic bombs will only damage the city, and the nuclear bombs will leave some radioactive waste. So, I don't think you want to leave radioactive stuff over here, on the Strait of Gibraltar. Like, I'm pretty sure it's going to go further than 14 kilometers, so maybe don't do that. However, you could definitely destroy the capital if you want, and then nuke, I don't know, like, where's the other major cities in this place? Probably not this bit, don't nuke that bit, maybe atomic bomb that bit, and then maybe nuke this city over here. That's pretty important. So is this one. Yeah, that's what I'd do if I were you, and it's very scary for these guys, imagining what these guys could do to you. So, yeah, let's see what they do in return for that. Well, the Moroccans are going to join an alliance, and I was like, wait a minute, you're in an alliance. Yeah, that's because they join an economic alliance, and that is Dukes. So they are the 6th member of Dukes, along with Japan, Uruguay, China, California, and Siberia. I'm not going to add an end to that. You just get to be another country who joins. Like in BRICS, I mean, like, they didn't add a whole lot more letters, like Ethiopia and the UAE and Saudi Arabia and Iran and all those countries, and Egypt. And that's because it would be horrific if they did. So we're not going to add another letter for you guys. However, you're in the economic alliance now, and I mean, you're kind of trying to get these guys in as well, because you like these guys a lot. These are really good friends, and I like them as well, because their borders look really cool. But yeah, there you go. I mean, you definitely, or you could actually, to be fair. That means European influence, and that's pretty important to China. So, yeah. Now, this is very frightening for the Algerians, because this kind of means that, well, you're allied with China now, and China's got let's see, they've got not a lot. Nukes. China has 170 atomic bombs and 143 nuclear bombs. Now, I'm pretty sure not all of those are in the Chinese territory, and it definitely wouldn't hurt them too much to just spare a few more of those and send it to another country like you guys. Yeah, China could definitely send like 5 atomic bombs or 5 nuclear bombs over to the Moroccan country, and then they could just absolutely destroy your northern coast and destroy any chances of future Algerian strength. So that's very, very scary, and the Algerians are terrified, and also everyone else in Africa, because, I mean, tensions between these two is not a good thing for any of you guys. So yeah, that does mean that China and Morocco now have much closer communications, and also China has recently developed a few more atomic and nuclear bombs, going up to 173 from 170, and 145 from 143. So they're developing lots of this atomic and nuclear stuff as we speak. So that's very scary. Anyway, it's about 2018, I think. I'm not sure. I think at the end of this episode it's meant to be 2018. I got really confused because the dates are important at this point, because we're very, very close to the modern day, and I'm really excited to see. Like, I might do a huge recap of the world and then compare it to what we have in real life when we get to 2025. That's a very exciting idea. So, yeah, I want to do that. But that'll be the episode after the next episode. No. So, next episode, then one more episode, and then. So, next episode is 2021, the end. End of the episode after that is 2024. So, the start of episode 72 will be 2025, and we'll probably do an update for the world then, so that's pretty exciting. We'll see how different it looks by that point. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again next time. Subscribe, and have a nice rest of your day. Goodbye.